Has there ever been a foreign policy move that has produced more crises more quickly? Regardless of whether the current ceasefire holds, President Trump has allowed Turkey to unleash its forces on Syria, resulting in the abandonment of the Syrian Kurds and the empowerment of Bashar Assad, Vladimir Putin, and the Islamic Republic of Iran. Trump was apparently acceding to Turkey's wishes, but now he has also poisoned America's relations with that country. He has hit Ankara with sanctions and threatened to totally destroy and obliterate its economy. The US military had to bomb its own weapons stockpiles to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands and airlift its troops as the forces of Turkey, a NATO ally, moved in. Trump's moves in Syria are part of a Middle Eastern policy that, as Martin Indyk explains in Foreign Affairs, is in total disarray. Indyk describes how in case after case, the Trump administration dispensed with regional experts, reversed long-standing policy, and assumed that its knowledge-free approach would yield innovative new results. In fact, Indyk writes, the administration understands so little about how the Middle East actually works that its bungling efforts have been a failure across the board. As so often in the past, the cynical locals are manipulating a clueless outsider, advancing their personal agendas at the naive Americans' expense. Indyk continues, almost 3 years into his term, Trump has nothing to show for his efforts to counter Iran or promote peace in the Middle East. Instead, his policies have fueled the conflict between Iran and Israel, alienated the Palestinians, supported an unending war and a humanitarian crisis in Yemen, and split the Gulf Cooperation Council, possibly permanently. The policy towards Syria does seem particularly unhinged, but it's actually part of a pattern of erratic moves elsewhere. Remember, Trump's initial approach to North Korea was to dispatch 3 aircraft carriers close to its borders and threaten
fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Within months, he was summiting with Kim Jong-un, whom he praised lavishly, and announced,
"We fell in love."
Since North Korea never really offered policy concessions, the love affair seems on hold. The hallmark of Trump's foreign policy is a disdain for professionals and a lack of interest in history or past policy. When asked during the campaign to name a few experts whom he consulted with on foreign policy, he replied, "My primary consultant is myself." The policies we are witnessing from Ukraine to the Middle East are a direct consequence of the triumph of gut over brain, of emotion over intelligence, and of personal ambition over national interest. And some of the pushback in recent weeks has been the revolt of experts finally fed up with the mess. Watching the Syria debacle, one cannot help but think of F. Scott Fitzgerald's description of 2 rich, arrogant, and intellectually uncurious characters in The Great Gatsby. They were careless people, Tom and Daisy, he wrote. They smashed up things and creatures and then retreated back into their money or their vast carelessness or whatever it was that kept them together and let other people clean up the mess they had made. For more, go to cnn.com/Fareed and read my Washington Post column this week.